Imagine an artist so famous that his life became a global spectacle. But behind the bright lights and rehearsed smile was a labyrinth of secrets, eccentricities, and controversies that most people never dared to look at closely. Michael Jackson wasn't just a musical genius. He was also the protagonist of episodes that border on the surreal and unsettling. Today, you'll discover 7 secrets so bizarre and dark, they could change how you see the king of pop forever. Stay with me until the end because the final topic is the most disturbing of all. And if you enjoy stories that reveal the hidden side of legends, subscribe now. From this point on, nothing will be the same. 1. The hyperbaric chamber. Michael was once photographed inside a hyperbaric chamber, a pressurized cylinder used in hospitals. The image spread worldwide, cementing the idea that he slept there every night, obsessed with becoming immortal. Some employees claimed it was just part of his deep fear of getting sick and losing control. Years later, Michael said it was merely publicity, but few believed such a convenient explanation. Perhaps that cylinder was simply a symbol of something deeper, the terror of growing old and being just human. The object became a trophy of media ridicule. While the public laughed, biographers offered another theory. He used the chamber as a metaphor for isolation. Being locked in that cocoon of oxygen mirrored his life protected, trapped, and alone. The image graced magazine covers, tabloid headlines, and late-night jokes. And this was only the beginning of the extreme solitude he built around himself. To the chimpanzee Bubbles, among all his eccentricities, few were as shocking as Bubbles, his pet chimpanzee. Michael treated him like a son. He slept beside him, dressed him in matching outfits, and bathed him in a marble tub. To some, Bubbles was an innocent companion. To others, he was a reflection of a mind unable to form genuine human bonds. Their relationship reached the point where Bubbles flew on private jets and appeared in interviews like a co-star. Animal behavior experts criticized the almost obsessive attachment. They claimed Bubbles suffered deep stress and was more of a marketing prop than an act of love. Over time, the chimpanzee's strength became a risk. Bubbles was moved away, and Michael couldn't bear to see him leave. Some reports say he visited the animal in secret, as if trying to relive a piece of the innocence he never had. If you think that's strange, what he built at Neverland will challenge your sense of reality. 3. Neverland and the Peter Pan world. Neverland wasn't just a mansion, it was the materialization of a delusion. Michael created a private, theme park, complete with a zoo, cinema, and massive rides, all to escape a stolen childhood. The ranch cost millions, but the true price was psychological. He hid there, desperate to erase any trace of adulthood. For visitors, it looked enchanting, but from the outside, it was a glass castle waiting to shatter. Over time, Neverland stopped being just a fantasy setting. It became the epicenter of the most serious accusations he would ever face. Police raids, lawsuits, and investigations turned his dreamland into a public nightmare. Even after everything, Michael refused to abandon it, as if Neverland was the last place he could just be Michael, not the myth. But few realized his struggle with identity went far beyond Neverland's gates point for the nose and extreme surgeries. From a young age, Michael developed an obsessive relationship with his face. He claimed he'd only had to nose surgeries, but high-definition photos told another story. Every feature looked surgically altered to the limit. Some swore that in his later years, he wore removable prosthetics to cover nasal collapse. With every public appearance, camera flashes revealed fresh scars and carefully hidden bandages. His quest for transformation became painful to witness. Some called it vanity. Others saw it as a desperate escape from who he was inside. Michael never admitted how many procedures he truly had. He preferred to smile, deny, and keep feeding the myth. But when the lights went out, there remained only the reflection of a man who no longer recognized his own face. And the obsession didn't stop with his nose, it spread to his skin, sparking one of the fiercest controversies of his life. 5. Vitiligo, bleaching, and accusations. For years, Michael was accused of hating his own origins. While some claimed he used chemicals to bleach his skin, he insisted he suffered from vitiligo, an autoimmune disease that destroys pigmentation. The topic became a war of narratives, headlines, and conspiracy theories questioning his identity. Photographers even used special filters to expose patches on his body in a cruel, sensational hunt. The truth got buried in the noise. What remained was the image of an artist who grew paler by the year and was judged more harshly for it. Some saw it as proof of racial denial, Others believed it was an illness he couldn't control. No one knew where vitiligo ended and the wish to reinvent himself began. While the world debated his skin, he prepared the coldest, most calculated move of his career. 6. The Beatles catalog coup d'etat in 1985. Michael shocked the world by buying the publishing rights to nearly all Beatles songs. It was a brilliant business move costing $47 million, and it shattered his friendship with Paul McCartney. To the industry, it proved he wasn't just a pop star, he was an unflinching strategist. To Paul, it felt like a personal betrayal that never fully healed. Some call this the greatest commercial coup in modern music. Others defend it as something any businessman would have done if given the chance. Ironically, despite the tension, Michael continued to admire the Beatles as if nothing had happened. This duality between admiration and opportunism revealed sides of him most people preferred not to see. But nothing would be as impactful as the accusations that followed. 7 accusations and public trials. His shows filled stadiums. But offstage, Michael Jackson was surrounded by lawsuits and criminal charges. The peak came with a trial over alleged child abuse and international media event watched by millions. Even after being acquitted, the suspicion remained. Like a shadow he could never escape. Pop culture would never look at his idol the same way again. Some say those accusations were the symbolic death of the myth. Others believe he was the ultimate victim of fame and people determined to destroy him. What no one denies is the emotional cost. It was devastating and irreversible. In the end, Michael became exactly what he feared most, a prisoner inside his own legend. If you've watched this far, comment hidden truths and tell me which facts struck you the most. These were 7 dark secrets so intense they feel like part of a thriller. Michael Jackson was an absolute artist, but also a man haunted by his own demons. If this video made you think differently, leave a like and share it with someone who needs to know the other side of the story. And subscribe, because here, the truth never hides in the shadows.
That's good, huh? Can't get it. Yeah, what's the matter? Newspaper. Where's Napoli?
Do you like to come okay. He's very friendly. Okay. Come on.
One big happy family. Yes. They don't do any other tricks or nothing.
Different animals with shows.
Don't forget to clean this table up. I might have to eat.
That one. That was good.
Touch it. What name? Sit nicely, man. Sit nicely. Sit nicely. Sit nicely, man. Sit nicely. Sit nicely. Sit nicely. Good girl. Yes, yes, okay. So, and that's my director, Mr. Bernard Harrison.
Tour suite. We find out how long the place going to be. What is the case? We have to stay overnight. Bush Creek Tour, we have to stay overnight.
Yeah.
This one is positive. Some are smarter than others.
They realize how big they are? Yeah.